So is social convention a good thing or a bad thing? Should we embrace it or should we fight it? First of all, we should definitely try to be aware of it, because violating social convention can potentially get you in a lot of trouble. So even if you do want to fight it, pick your fights carefully. Second, at least some level of social convention is necessary to facilitate communication among people and the functioning of society altogether. That's why it evolved naturally. And it's impossible to imagine a world without social norms, given that the human being is a social animal. If we look at specific norms, however, then not everything is rosy. Some are undoubtedly beneficial, such as being polite to strangers or staying true to your word if you made a promise. Other norms are neutral. For example, whether you take off your shoes when you walk into someone's house. And yet other norms can be thought of as flawed because they limit the opportunities or negatively affect the life experience of certain groups of people. This is particularly visible if we look at past social norms that fell into disuse, such as slavery or xenophobia or traditional gender roles. For example, the norm that a man has to provide for his family and a woman has to take care of the home made life quite tough for any man or woman who wanted to do something different. Yet this norm was pervasive all across the world in the past and is still dominant in many areas today. Now, as you can see, social norms are not constant. There are major differences in social convention across the world and also strong changes over time. And breaking off with social convention or even changing it is definitely possible, although it's a very challenging task because it involves the often subconscious behavior of millions of people, which is spread around in a very decentralized manner, and going against it will often encounter resistance. If we only look at the civil rights movement, for example. That all being said, I believe we should all try to be more aware and consciously take stock of the social norms around us and decide which of these we do and which we don't want to follow and why. And personally, whenever I see a norm that just limits the things you're allowed to do in a certain situation without any rationally explainable benefit, I often prefer not to go along with it. And I think this not only broadens your horizons, but also gives you the internal satisfaction of proving to yourself and to others that things can be done differently.